No two fingerprints are the same. 7 billion people on this planet, and not one fingerprint repeated. And God left His fingerprint on your life, a mark so unique that no one else carries the same design. Tonight you're about to see it. If this sound reached your heart, hit subscribe. More music like this drops every week. I praise you, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your work so wonderful. I know that full well. Psalm 139 verse 14.
Every human has a fingerprint, a pattern pressed into the skin before birth that belongs to no one else on the planet. 7 billion people and yours is the only one like it. And God left His fingerprint on your life, a mark so unique that no one else carries the same design. And the print proves that the Creator touched your story and He lit. The fingerprint of God is in the timing that no human could have arranged. The meeting that changed everything, the delay that saved your life, the rejection that redirected your road. The fingerprint of God is in the detail, the small thing that had to happen exactly that way for the big thing to work. And the precision proves the print in the code. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. The psalmist understood that the detail of his design was evidence of a designer who touches with intention. And the fingerprint of God says, you were not mass-produced, you were handmade. And the print on your life is His personal invention. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. The fingerprint proves the touch tonight. And the mark on my life belongs to the hand that designed me in the light. The fingerprint of God, the mark on my life is so unique, so detailed, so precisely placed that only the Creator's hand could have left it here. The fingerprint of God, the timing, the meeting, the delay, the detail, every piece has His print on it, and the evidence is clear. Not mass-produced but handmade, not random but designed. And the fingerprint proves the touch was personal from the start. The fingerprint of God, the print on my story matches the hand that holds my heart. The fingerprint of God was on Joseph's coat, the detail of the colors, specific gift from a father that triggered the jealousy, that triggered the pit, that triggered the throne in the end. The fingerprint of God was on Moses' basket, the exact moment Pharaoh's daughter came to bathe, the detail of the timing that saved the deliverer from death around the bend. The fingerprint of God was on Ruth's path, the specific field she walked into just happened to belong to Boaz, the detail of the direction that led to the bloodline of the king they would send. And the fingerprint of God says the detail you dismissed as coincidence was my handprint, and the mark proves I was there as your friend. Your life is fingerprints everywhere, in the thing you almost missed, in the person you almost didn't meet, in the door that opened by 1 inch at the right second tonight. And the fingerprint of God says I touched every detail, and the print proves I was there with every ounce of might. The fingerprint of God, the mark on my life is so unique, so detailed, so precisely placed that only the Creator's hand could have left it here. The fingerprint of God, the timing, the meeting, the delay, the detail, every piece is on my story, and the evidence is undeniable, and the touch was always peace. The fingerprint of God, the fingerprint of God, His hand was here.
When the main power goes out, everything stops. The lights die, the machines shut down, and the building goes dark. But the backup generator kicks in, and the power returns from a different source on the floor. And God is your backup generator. When your main power failed, when your strength died, when your ability shut down, the backup kicked in, and the energy came from a source you didn't know you had before. The backup generator doesn't prevent the blackout. The blackout still happens, but the generator ensures the blackout doesn't become permanent, and the lights come back from a different line. Your career failed, but the backup generator kicked in. Your health crashed, but the backup kicked in. Your relationship ended, but the backup generator restored power, and the lights returned to shine. When I am weak, then I am strong. Paul understood that the backup generator activates the moment your main power fails on the vine. And the backup generator says the blackout was real, but the backup power is unlimited, and the source never runs dry, because it's divine. When I am weak, then I am strong. Backup generator activates tonight, and the power that comes from the backup is stronger than the main line ever was in the light. The backup generator, my main power failed, but the backup kicked in, and the lights came back from a source I didn't know existed in my life. The backup generator, the blackout was real, the darkness was total, but the generator God installed started running, and the power returned from strife. When I am weak, then I am strong. The backup power is stronger than the main, and the source is unlimited, beyond my own. The backup generator, and the lights that came back are brighter than the lights that went out. Ooh, because the backup runs on the throne. Elijah's main power failed under the tree. Exhaustion, depression, wanting to die, but the backup generator was bread and water from an angel that powered 40 days of walking ahead. Paul and Silas's main power failed in the prison, beaten, chained, locked in the inner cell, but the backup generator was midnight praise and the earthquake that set them free from the thread. The disciples' main power failed when Jesus died. Hope crashed, grief overwhelmed, fear took over, but the backup generator was Pentecost, and the power that came back was infinitely stronger than what they had before in the spread. And the backup generator says your main power was always limited, but the backup is connected to an unlimited source that never crashes or falls dead. Your main power just failed, you can feel it. The lights went out and the machine stopped, but listen, the backup generator is humming, and the power is about to return tonight in your stead. And the backup generator says the lights that come back will be brighter than the lights that went out, because the backup runs on heaven's power instead. The backup generator, my main power failed, but the backup kicked in, and the lights came back from a source I didn't know existed in my life. The backup generator, the blackout was real,
God who installed the backup before the blackout knew my main power would fail. And the backup was ready because from every blackout that left me in the dark, thinking the power was gone forever and the machines would never run again in the night. The backup generator kicked in and the lights are brighter and the power is unlimited and the source is the Almighty's might. The backup generator, the backup generator, the power is back, the power is back.
The greenhouse. A greenhouse is a controlled environment. The temperature is set, the humidity is measured, the light is filtered. Because the plant inside needs specific conditions that the outside world can't provide at this stage. And God has you in a greenhouse right now. The controlled environment feels restrictive, feels small, feels limited. But the greenhouse is protecting the growth that the open field would destroy at this age. The greenhouse doesn't mean you'll never be planted outside. It means you're not ready for the outside yet. And the controlled conditions are building strength in your roots and your frame. A tomato started outdoors in winter dies. The same tomato started in a greenhouse thrives. And the difference isn't the seed, it's the environment and the aim. The greenhouse says the restriction you feel is not punishment, it's cultivation. And the walls that seem like prison are actually the temperature control keeping you alive in the game. And the greenhouse says when the season is right, I'll transplant you into the open field, but not before you're strong enough to survive the wind and the rain. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion tonight. And the greenhouse is the controlled environment where completion grows right. The greenhouse, the restricted environment I've been complaining about, is the controlled space where God is growing something that the open field would kill right now. The greenhouse, the walls are not prison, the temperature control and the limitation is cultivation. And I'm learning how. Not ready for the open field yet. The roots need more depth, the stem needs more strength, and the greenhouse knows exactly what I need to grow. The greenhouse. And when the season is right, God will transplant me outside, but not before I'm ready for the show. Jesus spent 30 years in the greenhouse of Nazareth, restricted, invisible, unknown. But the greenhouse built the root system for the 3 years that shook the world to the core. David spent years in the greenhouse of the pasture, just sheep and songs and silence. But the greenhouse built the worship that sustained the kingdom on the floor. Esther spent 12 months in the greenhouse of preparation, purification, oils, treatments, before one night with the king that saved a nation from death's door. And the greenhouse is the longer the cultivation, the stronger the plant. And what God is growing in your controlled environment is going to survive every storm for sure. The greenhouse is almost done. The roots are deep, the stem is strong, and the season for transplanting is approaching faster than you think. open field is coming, and what grew in the controlled environment is about to thrive in the wild and the light. The greenhouse, restricted environment I've been complaining about is the controlled space where God is growing something that the open field would kill right now. The greenhouse, the walls are not prison, they're temperature controlled, and the limitation is cultivation. And I'm learning how controlled space, measured growth, filtered light, moving forth, not prison, but cultivation. The greenhouse is the preparation. The greenhouse, the walls just open, and the plant that grew in the controlled environment is being transplanted into the open field, and the roots are deep enough to hold anything the wild grows. The greenhouse, and the restriction that felt like punishment was the most strategic cultivation, because what grew inside is stronger than anything the open field knows. From every day I complained about the walls and the limitation, not knowing the greenhouse was protecting growth that the outside world would have killed. Greenhouse, the door just opened, and what grew inside is ready, and the open field will never uproot what the greenhouse built. The greenhouse, the greenhouse, ready for the wild.
When you were a child, you needed a permission slip to go on the field trip. Without the signature, you stayed behind while everyone else went. Tonight, God is signing your permission slip. The signature is done. The trip begins now. Stay. The best song on this album is still ahead. Subscribe so you never miss one. Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Jeremiah 33 verse 3.
A child can't go on the field trip without a permission slip. The teacher won't let you on the bus, the signature of authority before the journey begins in the file. And God just signed your permission slip. The trip you've been watching everyone else take while you stayed behind holding an unsigned form is about to begin in style. The permission slip is the authority to move, to go, to enter, to access. And without the signature you stay behind, watching from the classroom while the bus pulls out a mile. You've been waiting for permission, permission to dream again, permission to try again, permission to believe again. And tonight God signed the line with his own hand and his smile. Whom the sun sets free is free indeed. And the permission slip signed by the sun gives you access to every field trip the kingdom has planned for your trial. And the permission slip says stop waiting for human approval. The highest authority already signed, and the bus is about to leave for the aisle. Whom the sun sets free is free indeed. The permission slip is signed tonight, and the signature of the highest authority is to the acts, to the journey and the life. The permission slip, God just signed the form that gives me permission to move forward. And the signature carries the authority of the creator of the universe. The permission slip. I've been watching everyone else go on the trip while I held an unsigned form. But tonight the signature came and now the curse is reversed. No more waiting for human approval. The highest
your signature is on the line, and the teacher just said you're clear to board and move the permission slip. And the journey that starts today was worth the wait, because the signature proves the groove. God signed Abraham's permission slip to leave his country, the signature of go. And Abraham boarded the bus without knowing the destination of his ride. God signed Moses' permission slip at the burning bush, the signature of lead. And Moses, who stuttered, was authorized to speak to the most powerful ruler alive with pride. God signed Gideon's permission slip, you mighty warrior, the signature of fights. And the man who called himself the least was authorized to command an army at his side. And the permission slip says the signature of God overrides every rejection, led to every denial stamp and every closed door that said you don't have permission on this ride. Your permission slip is signed, the form is complete, the authority is stamped, and the bus is boarding right now, and your seat is reserved inside. And the permission slip says board, the journey starts today. And the signature that authorized you carries more weight than any voice that said you couldn't be applied. The permission slip, God just signed the form that gives me permission to move forward. And the signature carries the authority of the creator of the universe. The permission slip, I've been watching everyone else go on the trip while I held an unsigned form. But tonight the signature came, and now the curse is reversed. Signed and stamped, the form complete, permission granted, take your seat. The bus is boarding, the trip begins. The permission slip is where freedom wins. The permission slip, the signature just appeared on the form I've been holding for years, and the authority that signed it is the highest authority in existence. And I'm boarding the bus, the permission slip. And the field trip I watched everyone else take while I stayed behind, holding an unsigned form, just became my trip, because God signed it with all his trust. From every time I stood at the window watching the bus leave without me thinking I would never get the signature I needed to begin. The permission slip is signed and the seat is reserved, and the bus is moving, and I'm finally in. The permission slip, the permission slip. Ooh, permission granted. You've heard the voice before, recalculating. The GPS says it when you miss the turn. You went right when it said left, and now the system is finding a new route to the same destination. And God's GPS says recalculating, not because you ruined the trip, but because the destination hasn't changed. And the system is smart enough to find another way through the situation. Recalculating doesn't mean lost, it means rerouting. The destination is locked, and the GPS doesn't delete the destination because you missed one turn in the rotation. The GPS recalculating says, I know you went the wrong way, I know you missed the exit, I know you ignored my direction, but I'm not canceling the trip. I'm finding a new route to your destination. For I know the plans I have for you, and the plans don't change because the route changed. The GPS recalculates, but the destination stays the same. In in every nation. And the GPS recalculating says relax, you're still going to get there. The route just looks different now, and the arrival time adjusted, but the location hasn't changed its formation. For I know the plans I have for you. The GPS recalculates, but the destination never changes tonight. And the misturn doesn't cancel the trip, it just changes the route to the same light. The GPS recalculated. I missed the turn, but the destination didn't change, because God's system found another route to the same place. I was always meant to be. The GPS recalculating. Recalculating doesn't mean lost, it means rerouting. And the destination is still locked, and the arrival is guaranteed for me. The turn was wrong, but the trip isn't over. The GPS adjusts, but never deletes. And the destination, God said, is permanent. No matter how far I stray, the GPS recalculating. And the new route might take longer, but it still ends at the same place. And I'm on my way. Jonah missed the turn, went right when God said Nineveh. The GPS said recalculating. And the new route went through the belly of a fish, but the destination was still the same city. Peter missed the turn 3 times in one night. Denied, denied, denied. The GPS said recalculating, and the new route went through a beach breakfast, but the destination was still the apostleship of the committee. The prodigal son missed every turn, went as far from home as possible. The GPS said recalculating, and the new route went through a pig pen, but the destination was still the Father's house of pity. And the GPS recalculating says your wrong turns don't cancel God's destination, they just create a longer route, but the arrival is still certain, and it's pretty. Your GPS is recalculating. Right now you can hear it, the route is adjusting, but the destination on the screen hasn't changed, and it's the same place God programmed before you were born in the city. The GPS recalculating says keep driving, the new route is calculating, and you're still going to arrive, because the system is witty. The GPS recalculating. I missed the turn, but the destination didn't change, because God's system found another route to the same place. I was always meant to be. The GPS recalculating. Recalculating doesn't mean lost, it means rerouting. And the destination is still locked, and the arrival is guaranteed for me. Missed the turn, not the trip. Recalculating, not to slip. The destination, still the same. The GPS knows my name. Oh, 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 oh. The GPS recalculating. The route just updated, and the new path is different from the original, but the destination on the screen is exactly the same place God programmed before I was born. The GPS recalculating, and the wrong turns I made didn't cancel the trip, they just created a scenic route. And the arrival is this morn. From every wrong turn I took thinking, I ruined the plan and canceled the destination, and lost the trip forever in the storm. The GPS recalculating says the destination is still locked, and the arrival time just updated, and the new route is already taking form. The GPS recalculating. The GPS recalculating. The GPS recalculating. Destination unchanged.
A surgeon's hand
hands are the most precise instruments in the hospital. 1 millimeter in the wrong direction, and the patient doesn't wake up. But 1 millimeter in the right direction, and the patient lives another 50 years. And God's hands are the surgeon's hands on your life, cutting with precision, removing what's killing you. And every incision has a purpose, even when the pain brings tears. The surgeon's hands don't explain the operation before they cut.
The patient is under anesthesia,
unconscious, trusting that the hands know what to remove and what to keep inside. You've been under anesthesia, unconscious to what God has been doing, but the surgeon's hands have been operating on your life, removing things that would have killed you if they stayed alive. He heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds, and the binding is the stitching after the surgery, when the surgeon closes what he opened to save the ride. And the surgeon's hands say the pain you felt was the operation that saved your life. And the scar is proof the surgery succeeded and you survived. He heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds. The surgeon's hands are precise tonight,
and the operation you didn't understand saved your life.
and the stitches are holding tight.
The surgeon's hands,
God has been operating on my life
with precision,
cutting what was killing me, and the pain was the procedure that saved everything.
the surgeon's hands,
1 millimeter of precision,
removing the
tumor of bitterness, the growth of fear, the blockage of unforgiveness, and the stitching. The surgeon doesn't explain the operation to the patient on the table.
he just operates.
And the scar is proof the surgery was real. The surgeon's hands and what he removed would have killed me if it stayed. And now the healing has begun to seal. The surgeon's hands operated on Abraham, cutting away Ishmael to make room for Isaac. The removal hurt, but the surgery saved the promise from infection. And the surgeon's hands operated on Jacob, dislocating his hip at Peniel. The surgery left him limping, but the limp was proof he survived a fight with God under the moon. The surgeon's hands operated on Peter, cutting away the Simon to reveal the rock. 3 denials were the anesthesia, and the beach breakfast was the recovery room. And the surgeon's hands say the most painful seasons of your life were the most precise operations, and the scars prove the surgery saved you from the tomb. Your surgery's in progress right now. The surgeon's hands are removing something that would have killed you if it stayed. And the pain is the proof the operation is working tonight. And the surgeon's hands say trust the hands, the incision is precise, and what I'm removing you'll thank me for when you wake up in the light.
The surgeon's hands,
God has been operating on my life with precision, cutting what was killing me, and the pain was the procedure that saved everything.
the surgeon's hands,
1 millimeter of precision,
removing the tumor of bitterness,
the growth of fear, the blockage of unforgiveness, and the stitching.
precise hands, careful cut,
Removing what would keep me shut. The scar remains, the proof is real. The surgeon's hands know how to heal. Oh, the surgeon's hands, the operation I didn't understand just saved my life, and what was removed would have killed me within the year. And the scar is the proof
the surgery,
succeeded.
the surgeon's hands,
And the most precise hands in the universe just close the incision, and the stitches are holding, and the recovery is started, and I'm breathing and I'm heated from every painful season. I curse not knowing the surgeon's hands were operating with millimeter precision, removing what my body couldn't live with anymore. The surgeon's hands, the surgeon's hands, the surgeon's hands, the surgeon's hands. The surgeon saved me. The surgeon's hands.
The circuit breaker trips when the electrical load is too heavy. It cuts the power before the wires overheat and burn the house down. The interruption saves the structure from fire. And God tripped the circuit breaker in your life. The sudden stop, the unexpected shutdown, the thing that went dark without warning. It wasn't punishment, it was the breaker protecting you from the wire. The circuit breaker doesn't ask permission. It detects the overload and trips automatically. And the darkness that follows is protection, not punishment. For the entire empire, you were running too hot, carrying too much current. The wires of your life were about to catch fire. And God said, "Trip, shut it down before the overload destroys what I'm building higher." The circuit breaker says the shutdown saved the house. The sudden darkness saved the wiring. And when the load is safe, the power comes back on, and the current flows without the fire. And the circuit breaker says, "I interrupted your plans because your plans were about to burn down your own house." And the trip was mercy. Not my ire. Not my ire. Be still and know that I am God. The circuit breaker tripped to save the house tonight. And the shutdown that felt like punishment was protection from the overload. And the light, the circuit breaker, God tripped the power in my life because the load I was carrying was about to burn everything down. And the darkness saved the house. The circuit breaker, the sudden stop wasn't punishment. It was the breaker detecting the overload before the wires caught fire and burned down the spouse. Be still, the shutdown is temporary. The power comes back when the load is safe. And the breaker saved what the overload would have destroyed. The circuit breaker and the interruption I cursed just saved everything I was about to lose. And I'm overjoyed. God tripped the circuit breaker on Elijah. Total shutdown under the tree, wanted to die. The overload of Jezebel's threat almost burned him down, but the breaker saved him with bread and sleep. God tripped the circuit breaker on Jonah. 3 days in the belly of a fish, total darkness, but the breaker saved him from the overload of disobedience before it got too deep. God tripped the circuit breaker on Paul, blinded on the road to Damascus. 3 days of darkness, the overload of religious fury almost destroyed everything. But the breaker reset this system from the heap. And the circuit breaker says the shutdown you're in right now is the breaker protecting your wiring from the current you were never designed to carry on the ski. Your circuit breaker just tripped. The lights went out, the project stopped, the momentum died. But the breaker detected something you couldn't see tonight. And the circuit breaker says rest, reset. The power comes back when the load is safe and the wiring is right. God tripped the power in my life because the load I was carrying was about to burn everything down. And the darkness saved the house. The circuit breaker, the sudden stop wasn't punishment. It was the breaker detecting the overload before the wires caught fire and burned down the spouse. The lights went out. The breaker tripped
The overload was intercepted, not punishment but protection. True. The circuit breaker saved what I knew. The circuit breaker, the shutdown that I cursed, just saved my house from burning down, because the load I was carrying was more than my wiring could handle. And the breaker knew. The circuit breaker, and the God who trips the power to save the structure is the same God who resets the system and restores the current when the overload passes through. From every sudden stop I didn't understand, and every shutdown that felt like punishment, not knowing the wires were about to catch fire in the night. The circuit breaker saved the house, and the power is coming back, and the load is balanced, and the current flows right. The circuit breaker, the circuit breaker, the circuit breaker, the house is safe.
When a ship drifts off course, the captain doesn't just correct, he overcorrects. He steers harder in the opposite direction to compensate for the drift and bring the vessel back to center on the line. And God doesn't just correct what the enemy took, he overcorrects. He gives back more than was stolen. The restoration exceeds the loss by divine design. The overcorrection is Job receiving double, not equal double. The overcorrection says what was taken is coming back multiplied, not just replaced in kind. The overcorrection is the prodigal son expecting a servant's quarters, but receiving the best robe, the ring, and the fattened calf. The correction exceeded the expectation by a measure you can't find. Joel says, I will repay for the years the locusts have eaten, and the repayment is not equal to the loss. The overcorrection gives back more than what was consumed in the grind. And the overcorrection says, what I'm returning to you is bigger than what was taken, because my correction always exceeds the drift, and the correction is kind. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. The overcorrection arrives tonight, and the restoration exceeds the loss, because God doesn't just replace, he multiplies in the light. The overcorrection, what God is returning to me is bigger than what was taken, because his correction always exceeds the original loss by miles. The overcorrection, not just restored but multiplied, not just replaced but upgraded, and the return makes the theft look small in all its trials. Job got double, the prodigal got the best robe, Israel got a promised land, and the overcorrection is God's signature on every restoration file. The overcorrection, and what I'm receiving back is so much more than what I lost, that the loss becomes the setup for the greatest pile. The overcorrection gave Joseph a throne for a pit, 13 years of loss exchanged for 80 years of authority over a nation and its bread. The overcorrection gave Ruth a king in her bloodline for a dead husband. The widow who gleaned in poverty became the great-grandmother of royalty instead. The overcorrection gave Peter 3 restorations for 3 denials. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? The overcorrection matched the failure point for point in what was said. And the got you lost, because what I'm returning doesn't fit in the same container. The new vessel is bigger than the old one that bled. Your overcorrection is arriving.
Not just what was taken,
But more,
not just restored.
but upgraded, not just repaired, but rebuilt from the foundation to the roof and spread. And the overcorrection says the loss was the setup for the greatest return you've ever received, and the multiplication has been fed. The overcorrection, what God is returning to me,
Bigger than,
what was taken,
because it's correction.
always exceeds the original loss by miles.
The overcorrection,
Not just restored, but multiplied,
not just replaced.
but upgraded. And the return makes the theft look small in all its trials. Not just replaced,
But multiply,
not just restored,
but magnify.
the loss was real.
The return is realer.
The overcorrection is the greater healer. The overcorrection, what just arrived in my life, is so much bigger than what was taken, that the loss I grieve now looks like the setup for the greatest return I've ever seen.
The overcorrection,
And the God who repays the years, the locust state doesn't do equal exchange. He does multiplication, and the new exceeds the dream. From every loss I mourn, thinking the best was behind me, not knowing God's overcorrection was being calculated, and the return would exceed the original. In every beam,
the overcorrection,
just arrived in the container isn't big enough, because what God returned is bigger than what was taken, and the overflow is the theme. The overcorrection, the overcorrection, more than what was lost.
The enemy has been attacking a decoy. He thought he was destroying you, but what he was hitting was a shadow, a copy, a distraction. While he was busy attacking the decoy, God was moving you into position. And by the time the enemy realized it, it was too late. Share this with someone who needs peaceful music today. This sound was made to be passed on. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54 verse 17.
In military strategy, a decoy is a false target, a dummy, a shadow placed in one location to attract the enemy's fire, while the real asset moves undetected in another direction through the night. And God placed a decoy over your life. The enemy has been attacking the shadow, spending ammunition on a target that isn't you, while God moved you into position out of sight. The decoy absorbed the hits, the accusations, the setbacks, the betrayals. The enemy thought he was winning, but he was firing at a dummy, while the real you was being positioned for the fight. The decoy is the job you lost that the enemy thought would destroy you, but God already had the next position lined up before the first one ended in the light.
no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
And the decoy is the reason the weapon hit nothing, because the target the enemy was aiming at wasn't you, it was a shadow dressed in white. And the decoy says the enemy wasted his ammunition on a ghost, while God moved you untouched into the
greatest position of your life at night. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The decoy absorbed every shot tonight. And while the enemy attacked the shadow, God moved the real you into the light. The decoy. The enemy has been attacking the shadow, thinking it was me, but God placed a decoy to absorb the hits while he moved me into position. The decoy. Every accusation, every setback, every weapon hit the decoy. Not me, and the real me was untouched, moving under divine commission. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, because the weapon hit the decoy, and the decoy absorbed what was meant to destroy my mission. The decoy. And by the time the enemy realized he was firing at a shadow, I was already in position. God placed a decoy when Pharaoh chased Israel. The pillar of cloud stood between them. The enemy couldn't see the real target, and by morning Israel was on the other side, safe and free. God placed a decoy when Saul hunted David. David was in the cave, but Saul couldn't find him. The enemy searched the shadow while the real king was being protected by decree. God placed a decoy when Herod hunted Jesus, killing babies in Bethlehem. But the real child was already in Egypt, because the decoy drew the enemy's fire or the wrong geography. And the decoy says the enemy's intelligence is always one step behind God's strategy. And the shadow absorbs what was meant for me. Your decoy has been absorbing fire for months. The enemy thinks he's winning, but the real you is untouched and in position. And the reveal is about to happen for all to see. And the decoy says the shadow's job is done, and the real you is about to step into the light. And the enemy will realize he wasted everything chasing a ghost with no fear. Decoy. The enemy has been attacking the shadow, thinking it was me, but God placed a decoy to absorb the hits while he moved me into position. The decoy. Every accusation, every setback, every weapon hit the decoy. Not me, and the real me was untouched, moving under divine commission. Shadow hit, real one moved. Enemy fired, but nothing proved. The decoy absorbed what was meant for me, while God positioned my destiny. The decoy. The enemy just realized he's been firing at a shadow for months, and the real me is already in position, untouched, unharmed, and ready for the greatest reveal. Decoy. And every weapon that was formed against me hit the decoy and prospered against nothing, because the real target was under God's seal. From every attack I thought was destroying me, not knowing God placed the decoy to absorb the fire while he moved me into position I couldn't see or feel. The decoy. The shadow did its job, and the real me just stepped into the light. And the enemy has nothing left in his ordeal. The decoy. The decoy. The decoy. The enemy missed the decoy.
Every pressure system has a valve, a release point. Because if the pressure builds without release, the whole system explodes and everything is lost in the wreck. And God installed a pressure valve in your life. The tears are the valve,
the prayer is the valve, the worship is the valve, and the release saves the system from the total check. The pressure valve doesn't stop the pressure from coming. It releases the pressure before it reaches the breaking point, and the system survives what should have destroyed it by a speck. You've been under pressure for months. Financial pressure, emotional pressure, relational pressure, spiritual pressure. And the system is about to explode unless the valve opens to protect. He gives strength to the weary and increase the power of the weak. And the strength comes through the valve, through the release, through the moment you stop holding it all in and let it project. And the pressure valve says release. Cry if you need to, pray if you need to, worship if you need to. The valve saves the system and the pressure won't wreck. He gives strength to the weary and power to the weak tonight. And the pressure valve releases what would have destroyed me if I kept holding it tight. The pressure valve, the tears I've been holding back are the release that saves my system from exploding under the weight of everything I've been carrying inside. The pressure valve, the prayer, the worship, the cry is the valve that releases the pressure before it reaches the breaking point, and I survive the ride. The pressure doesn't stop, but the valve keeps the system safe. Release by release, tear by tear, the pressure drops below the breaking line. The pressure valve and the release I've been resisting is the very thing that saves everything. And the valve is divine. David's pressure valve was the songs. He wrote his pressure onto paper. The tears became songs, and the songs became the release that saved his mind from every attack. Hannah's pressure valve was the prayer at the temple. She released the pressure of barrenness through lips that moved with no sound, and the valve opened and Samuel was born from the track. Jesus' pressure valve was Gethsemane sweat, like drops of blood, the pressure of the entire world. Sin released through a prayer that said, not my will, but yours on the back. And the pressure valve says the release is not weakness, it's survival. And the strongest people in the Bible were the ones who opened the valve when the pressure turned black. Your valve needs to open tonight. Stop holding it, stop pretending the pressure isn't building. The tears need to fall, the prayer needs to rise, and the worship needs to crack. And the pressure valve says release. And the system that was about to explode just dropped back below the breaking point, and you're back on track. The pressure valve, the tears I've been holding back are the release that saves my system from exploding under the weight of everything I've been carrying inside. The pressure valve, the prayer, the worship, the cry is the valve that releases the pressure before it reaches the breaking point, and I survive the ride. Release the tears, release the weight. The valve opens before too late. The pressure drops, the system holds. The pressure valve saves what it holds. Hey, the pressure valve, I just released what I've been holding for months, and the pressure dropped, and the system that was about to explode just stabilized, and I can breathe again. The pressure valve and the tears that fell were not weakness, they were the valve that saved everything from the breaking point, and the release ended the pain. From every month I held the pressure inside, thinking strength meant never releasing, and never crying, and never opening the valve of my brain. The pressure valve just opened, and the system is safe, and the pressure is manageable. and I survived what should have broken me, and I remain.
The pressure valve,
The pressure valve,
the pressure valve.
release and breathe. In the legal system, an expungement is when the court erases your criminal record. The charges disappear, the file is sealed. And when someone searches your name, the record comes back clean as if it never happened. And God filed an expungement on your life. Every charge, every accusation, every failure, every sin. The record has been sealed, and when the enemy searches your file, the system says no records found, as if nothing bad had been mapped in. The expungement doesn't mean the crime didn't happen. It means the court decided the record should be erased, and the person should live free from the weight of the past that was trapped in. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus, and the expungement is the legal language for what grace does. It seals the file and erases the record that was wrapped in. Your past is real, the mistakes happen, the failures are genuine,
But the expungement says
the record has been sealed by the highest court, and no one can access it again or tap in. And the expungement says stop carrying a record that has been legally erased.
the file is sealed.
The search comes back clean, and the past has no legal authority over your future that's mapping. There is now no condemnation. The expungement is filed tonight, and the record that said guilty now says no records found in the light. The expungement,
God filed a motion to
to erase my record, and
the highest court approved it.
and when the enemy searches my name,
The system says no records found.
the expungement,
The charges were real.
the guilt was genuine, but the
File has been sealed.
by the blood, and the record is clean, and the past can't make a sound. No condemnation, no record, no file. The expungement erased
What the enemy tries
to remind me of on the ground. The expungement
and the person I was
before the ceiling
has no legal authority.
over the person I am now, because the record was drowned. God filed an expungement on David, murderer, adulterer. The record was real, but the expungement said a man after God's own heart, and the file was sealed with the crown. God filed an expungement on Peter, denier, coward. The record was real, but the expungement said rock of the church, and the old file was taken down. God filed an expungement on Paul, persecutor, killer of Christians.
The record was heavy.
But the expungement said apostle to the nations, and the criminal record was turned around. And the expungement says stop letting the enemy raid you a file that the court already sealed. The record is erased,
The search is clean.
and the charges have no ground. Your record has been expunged. Every charge, every failure, every sin,
The file is sealed.
and the court stamped it with the blood of the Lamb tonight. And the expungement says walk free. The past has no legal claim on your future, and the record comes back clean. in the sight. The expungement, God filed a motion to erase my record, and the highest court approved it. And when the enemy searches my name, the system says no records found. The expungement, the charges were real, the guilt was genuine, but the file has been sealed by the blood, and the record is clean, and the past can't make a sound. Record sealed, charges erased, no files found. The past displaced, the court approved, the blood applied, the expungement changed my life. The expungement, the enemy just searched my name, and the system said no records found, because the highest court sealed my file, and the record of my past has been permanently erased. The expungement, and the charges that once defined me have no legal authority, because the expungement was approved by the judge who paid my case. From every night, the enemy reminded me of my record, and every accusation he read from a file that was already sealed by the court of grace. The expungement, the record is clean, the file is sealed, and the search comes back empty, and I walk free into the space. The expungement, the expungement, no records found, no records found.
When a pilot is too tired to fly, the plane doesn't crash. The autopilot takes over. The system that was programmed before the exhaustion hit engages, and the plane keeps flying level and on course. And God just engaged the autopilot on your life. You're too tired to steer, too exhausted to navigate, too drained to make decisions. But the autopilot is flying, and it knows the course by force. The autopilot doesn't need your input, it was programmed with the destination before the flight began. And the system flies while the pilot rests in the source. You've been trying to fly manually through the worst turbulence of your life, gripping the controls with white knuckles. But the autopilot says let go. I was designed for this course. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. And the leaning out is the moment you let go of the controls and let the autopilot take the force. And the autopilot says rest. I've got the heading, I've got the altitude, I've got the speed, and the destination was programmed before you ever touched the controls of this course. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding tonight. And the autopilot was programmed with the destination before the turbulence kicked in the flight. The autopilot, I'm too tired to steer, but the plane isn't crashing, because God engaged the system that was programmed before my strength ran out on this flight. The autopilot, the destination is locked, the altitude is set, and the system doesn't need my white knuckle grip to fly right. Let go of the controls. The autopilot was designed for the moments when the pilot can't fly, and the plane keeps moving toward the destination tonight. The autopilot and the system that's flying my life right now is more reliable than my own hands ever were, and the landing will be alright. The autopilot flew Israel through the wilderness, the pillar of cloud by day, the pillar of fire by night. The people didn't navigate
The system flew and they followed on the ground. The autopilot flew the disciples boat to shore. Jesus asleep in the stern, the storm raging, but the boat reached the other side, because the autopilot was programmed before they left the town. And the sound, the autopilot flew Elijah to Zarephath, exhausted, broken, running, but the system navigated him to the exact widow at the exact house at the exact moment the flower was about to run out and be drowned. And the autopilot says the moments when you're too tired to steer are the moments my system was designed for. And the plane doesn't need your hands to stay off the ground. Your hands are shaking on the controls right now. You can barely see the instruments, the exhaustion is total, but the autopilot just engaged and the heading is locked and the system is sound. And the autopilot says let go, close your eyes, rest. The destination was programmed before the flight, and a landing is guaranteed on solid ground. Oh, the autopilot, I'm too tired to steer, but the plane isn't crashing, because God engaged a system that was programmed before my strength ran out on this flight. The autopilot, the destination is locked, the altitude is set, and the system doesn't need my white knuckle grip to fly right. Let go, the system flies, close your eyes. The plane still rides, programmed before the storm began. The autopilot follows the plan. The autopilot, I just let go of the controls, and the plane didn't crash, because the system got programmed before my exhaustion took over. Is flying better than my hands ever could. The autopilot, and the destination is the same, whether I grip the controls or let go. And the autopilot was designed for this exact moment, and it's good. From every night, I grip the controls with white knuckles, trying to fly through turbulence. I wasn't strong enough to navigate alone in the neighborhood. The autopilot is engaged, and the heading is locked, and my hands are resting, and the plane is flying, and the landing is guaranteed in the brotherhood. The autopilot